Welcome to Petty Details, where the crew gallivants down a tree-lined lane of conversation on all kinds of different subjects. Join the crew as they jump in the Wayback Machine in the quest for nuggets of knowledge. Our journey will allegedly drop some petty details on you that you didn't know you needed to know until now. Hello, crew.
Hello.
Welcome to Petty
Hi.
Details.
Woohoo.
We got Monica and Cam.
What's up?
As always, please subscribe. Leave us your comments. We actually read them and we look forward to them. Let us know if you have any ideas because we will probably make an episode out of it.
Yep. Bring on the suggestions.
Right?
Yep. And if you want any merch, let us know. You can get a hat or a hoodie, which is really nice. You can get an allegedly shirt.
Allegedly,
Or
you can get an allegedly
Ice.
shirt.
Yeah. Ice fog band shirt.
Yes.
I like that shirt. That shirt makes me happy.
Yep.
Okay, so today I want to talk about the day the music died.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good
So
stuff.
I think we're all pretty familiar with the basic facts. Buddy Holly, Big Bopper, and Richie Valens die in a plane crash. Don McLean writes a song about it, and it becomes
Mhm.
known as the day the music died.
Yep.
But
Okay.
this is what I do, and I wanted to dig deeper into this.
But there's more to it. So
Yeah, there's always more to it.
bring on the petty details.
Okay, so let's start with our main players. We've got Buddy Holly, who was born in September of 1936 in Lubbock, Texas. And his whole family was musical. So he grew up playing guitar and singing just within his family when he was a kid.
Okay.
Then, when he's 16, he makes his first TV appearance on a local station.
Wow.
Yeah. And by 19, he was opening for Elvis.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I didn't realize he was that young. Dang.
Yeah. And he starts off playing country music.
He's from Texas, so yeah.
But while opening for Elvis, he switches over to rock and roll.
Okay.
Okay.
And he ends up with this record producer named Norman Petty, who also becomes his manager. And Petty is kind of a big deal in early rock and roll. He opened one of the go-to studios for rock and roll groups and would produce songs for Roy Orbison, Waylon Jennings, and the Champs.
Okay.
So, petty detail about Petty. He was born in Clovis, New Mexico,
Oh, cool.
Oh,
and actually ran his sought-after studio out of Clovis.
Very cool.
So who knew that Clovis was like the hub for early rock and roll?
Right?
I did not know that.
what do they
I
have
did
in
not either.
What do they have in Clovis now?
A military base.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, unless there's more to it than that I'm not aware of. I mean, let me know, but pretty sure it's a military base. That's about
Yeah.
it.
So Holly ends up with the band The
nice.
Crickets, and they record That'll Be the Day, which was a chart topper in both the US and the UK in 1957.
Okay.
And he just keeps putting out hits from there. The Big Bopper, whose real name was Giles Perry Richardson Jr.,
Okay, that's a mouthful.
was,
Oh,
yeah, he was
right.
also born in Texas in October of 1930.
Okay.
He started out as a DJ in college and then switched to a DJ for the Beaumont, Texas radio station in 1949.
Mhm.
He got married in 1952, had a daughter in 1953, a son that was born after his death in 1959.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Mhm. And he was drafted into the Army in 55.
Oh, wow.
So, after serving in the Army, he went back to his DJ job and decided to call himself the Big Bopper as a persona. Like that was his
Hmm.
thing.
Yep.
And in 1957, he ended up breaking the on air broadcast record by continually broadcasting for 5 days, 2 hours, and 8 minutes.
Oh
oh
my
my
gosh.
goodness.
5 days. Jeez.
Petty detail. He's also credited for making the first music video in 1958 when he recorded himself.
Nice.
So he had been writing songs for other people and finally got signed to a record deal with Mercury in 1958. But he did get a hit with Chantilly Lace, which was released in June of 1958.
Okay.
Okay. Then we've got Richie Valens, who was the youngest of the performers. He was born in Los Angeles, 1941, and he started showing an interest in making his own music when he was just 5. He
Wow.
apparently learned to play the guitar, trumpet, and drums.
Hmm.
It's 5. Wow.
Yeah. He started performing with a band in 1957, and he was discovered by Delphi Records owner Bob Keane in 1958.
Wow.
Valens had success with his first single, Come On, Let's Go, with 2 more hits to follow. But all this success made it too hard for him to continue with high school.
Oh, shucks.
Mm.
So he dropped out and started performing full time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a high schooler when those songs came out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives us the groundwork for where we are in January 1959.
Okay.
Hmm.
By this time, Buddy Holly is no longer with his band, The Crickets, and now has a new backing band consisting of Carl Bunch, who's a drummer, Tommy Alsop on guitar, and
Mhm.
Waylon Jennings on bass.
Yes.
He has split from his manager, Norman Petty,
Okay.
due to
Okay.
unpaid royalties,
Oh.
and the Crickets ended up sticking with Petty.
A
So a little bit of drama
Oh.
there.
little bit.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and he has also gotten married about 6 months before.
Okay.
Petty detail. Buddy Holly asked his wife to marry him after 5 hours on their first date.
What?
Yeah.
I guess when you know, I suppose.
Yep. And she was pregnant when he left, which is why she didn't join him on the tour because she had morning sickness.
Oh.
Damn.
So we've got her that's pregnant, and we've got the
Uh-huh.
big bopper's wife that's pregnant.
Yep.
Okay. But all these guys, Holly, Bopper, and Valens, are like, they're a hot ticket. So a
Mm-hmm.
tour gets put together called the Winter Dance Party Tour. And this is going to be a tour with Dion and the Belmonts and Frankie Sardo. It's going to be what's called a barnstorming tour with 24 stops.
Okay.
Okay. Another petty
Okay.
detail here. Holly's band, Tommy, Carl, and Waylon, are playing backup for all of the musicians.
Oh, wow.
Although Holly and Valens would also share drumming responsibilities.
Jeez.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Waylon's pretty busy back there.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so everyone is excited for this tour until they actually get into it and realize how badly this tour has been planned out.
I was gonna say how brutal it is because that's 24 stops. That's
Yeah, but
yeah.
it's not just 24 stops. It's supposed to hit 24 stops in 24 days, starting on January
Oh.
23rd in Milwaukee.
Oh,
Oh no.
you're in the Midwest in the dead of winter. Good luck.
And you're trying to get to these places.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are expected to perform every single day, sometimes twice a day.
Oh,
And I'm going to show you a map of how they did these stops so you can see how badly it is. Like, it's
It's
so badly planned. I can't even believe that they did this.
oh no.
Yeah, no, it's
yikes.
bad. Okay, so hold please. Share. Share. Okay. All right. So you can
Oh, good
see A,
Lord.
B, C, D, E, F,
No.
Oh my
Oh, it's
God.
pinballing. It's bouncing around everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know where J is.
Oh my gosh.
K, L, way up here. M, N, O, P, Q, where's R? R,
Oh no.
S,
T's way down there in the bottom.
T, U, V, W.
Oh my
X.
God.
That's, well, I don't, can you believe
Oh,
that?
No,
that's crazy.
that is awful.
I mean, wouldn't you like kind of figure out a way to,
Who
89 hours and 23 minutes.
who on
yeah,
earth put that together?
Oh
I don't know.
my God.
It's horrible.
Like who was in charge of the logistics for that?
It had to be like, oh, we can only get this venue at this time on this day. Therefore, we have to be over here. Like but that's still horrible.
Yeah.
Even still, like if there's such a hot ticket, the venues will
They
Right.
change
probably
stuff. You
should
know
have
what I mean?
changed it.
Like,
Yeah.
Crazy.
wow.
And it gets worse.
Of course.
When they get to the travel arrangements, they have all these musicians on one broken down piece of junk old school bus. Okay, so let's count these guys on a school
Yeah.
bus. We've got Buddy Holly, Big Bopper,
Yep.
Richie Valens,
Yep.
Dion, and the Belmonts, which is Carlo, Fred, and Angelo. Then we've got Frankie, Sardo, Waylon, Tommy, and Carl. It's 11 guys
That's 11.
Yeah. On a school bus.
on a school
Plus
bus,
their stuff.
plus their stuff. Yeah.
Ugh.
So not only that, but this is a super cold winter, like
Mm-hmm.
one of the coldest on the books.
Dang.
Jeez.
And the bus keeps breaking down because it's a piece
Right.
of crap.
Shocker.
Yeah. So the tour promoter replaces the bus with another broke down POS bus. So between January 23rd and February 2nd, which is not very long,
Uh-uh.
they have had a total of 4 or 5 different buses because of breakdowns.
Oh no.
But they just keep getting POS buses. Like, for,
Invest in one really good bus.
Right.
and
Like
again,
that's
if
all you
there's
need.
such, yeah, but again, if there's such a hot ticket, like, you should be able to get
Yeah.
ground transportation,
You'd think.
reliable ground transportation, I guess.
And
Maybe,
these
apparently
buses
not.
also usually don't have heat.
Right.
No.
And these temperatures are hovering around 20 to 36 degrees.
Oof.
Oh
Brutal.
no.
Yes. So these bus breakdowns are also causing issues with the schedule, with some afternoon shows being canceled because the musicians can't get there on time.
Yep.
Yep.
Or some shows, they would literally show up just minutes before they were supposed to go on stage.
Oh my
Mm.
gosh.
Can you
No
imagine
mic
that?
check.
No. No sound
So
check.
on February 1st, there's another bus breakdown, which leaves them all stranded on the side of the road in negative 35-degree weather.
Oh.
I think I'd pass away.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
be Thanos snapped out of reality. Just
So
please.
they are on the side of the road for several hours, which leads to the drummer, Carl Bunch, getting frostbite on his feet, and that lands him in the
Oh.
Yep.
hospital.
Yeah. Negative 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a
Absolutely.
drummer. He doesn't need no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that.
Who needs a
This
bass drum?
Right, right. Someone hit
so
it from below.
Yeah.
this also leaves a couple of the guys sick,
Yeah.
including the Big
Mhm.
Bopper.
Oh no.
And Valens also may have been sick, but it depends on the resource you read.
Okay.
Mm.
But
So,
geez.
when the tour rolls into town late for an unscheduled last minute stop in Clear Lake, Iowa at the Surf Ballroom, everybody is pissed.
Yeah.
Understandably.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
late, they're sick, they're tired, they're cold, and they are down a man.
Yep.
And they didn't have a lot to
Right.
spare.
Right. I was gonna say they didn't have a whole lot of backup.
Right.
Mhm.
So everyone plays for 1,100 people that night. But
Oh my
Holly
gosh.
decides, forget this noise. I need rest before tomorrow night's show. I am going to charter a plane to get to the next stop in Moorhead early.
Okay.
The manager of Surf Ballroom, Carol Anderson, books a flight at this little like regional airport. And he books a 1947 three-seat Beechcraft Bonanza at $36 a person.
Oh
Oh
boy.
my God.
So Holly decides that Tommy and Waylon are going to go with him.
Okay.
So he calls his wife before he leaves for the airport and tells her the plan. And by this time, the other guys have heard about this whole plan. And the Big Bopper, who's sick, remember,
Yeah.
asks Waylon for his seat. And
Wow.
Waylon agrees. And then
Jeez.
Valens, who may or may not have been sick also, asks Tommy for his seat.
And Tommy agrees.
Well, Tommy isn't as forthcoming.
Eh.
And him and Valens flip a coin for the seat, and Valen wins.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
not fate. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Valens tells the guys that he's never won anything in his life but this.
No.
Oh.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Mm.
Meanwhile, Waylon and Holly are messing around, and Holly tells Waylon, quote, I hope your bus freezes. And Waylon tells Holly, quote, I hope your plane crashes.
Oh my God.
Oh, yuck, yuck, yuck.
Just stupid shit
Oh,
that you're
banter.
Right.
thinking.
Just
Yeah, like
yeah.
just super shit you say. Yeah.
Yep.
And you regret
Not
that
Oh.
later.
thinking. Not thinking. Yeah.
Yep.
That could absolutely happen.
So Holly, the Big Bopper, and Valens get on the plane with pilot Roger Peterson, who's 21. Okay.
He's a
He's
baby.
a baby.
He's in
They
an oversized outfit. He's just like really
Yeah.
low on the
maybe,
seat. Yeah.
yeah. So they take off from the Clear Lake Municipal Airport, which isn't a very big one. It's only about 1,103 acres.
Okay.
It's 6 miles from Mason City, Iowa, and has one runway, which is about 55 feet long or 5,500 feet long.
Okay.
Mhm.
They take off in 15-degree weather,
Oh, brutal cold.
36-mile-per-hour winds,
No.
moderate to heavy icing conditions,
Mm-mm.
and they do not de-ice the plane, so there is ice on the wings.
Basically, they never
No.
should have taken off.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
So the owner of the company that the plane was chartered from, Dwyer, notices that the takeoff was rough.
You
Rough.
can imagine.
Yeah.
So he radios to see if everything is, all right, but he doesn't
Mm,
receive a reply.
Oh
He
no.
waits a bit and then calls ahead to Fargo to see if the plane has landed, but it hasn't.
okay.
Mm.
So a little before dawn, he decided to take another plane up to see what he can find. And he sees the wreckage of the plane about 8 miles from Clear Lake in a cornfield.
Oh
No.
my
He
God.
also can see the bodies that have been thrown from the plane in the snow.
Oh
So
my
he calls
God.
the sheriff.
Yeah.
That's
8
terrifying.
miles. Oh,
That's all they made it, yeah.
jeez.
And there are actually pictures out there of the crash site,
Yeah.
and it looks like you can see the guy's body still there
Oh
Ugh.
in the
man.
snow. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So the sheriff and the Civil Aeronautics Board show up and see that the plane has banked right and come down, like nose down, at about
Okay.
170 miles per hour.
Oh my
Whoa.
God.
So they find the Big Bopper thrown over a fence into the cornfield, and they find Holly and Valens closer to the wreckage. The
Jeez.
pilot is found stuck in the cramped cockpit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But all of them have died instantly, probably thank God, quote,
Right.
of brain damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's the sad part. Buddy Holly was 22.
Yeah.
Big
Oh no, they
Bopper
were
Uh,
was
they
28,
they were all so young.
and Richie Valens was only 17.
Yep.
oh my God.
He was a kid. I mean, he was literally a
They were,
child.
yeah, him and Holly
Like,
were like kids.
oh, yeah,
Right.
babies.
So Carol Anderson, the surf room uh, or the surf ballroom manager, has to identify the bodies.
Mm.
Oh,
The Civil Aeronautics Board investigates and lists the cause as a quote, seriously inadequate weather briefing. Because at the
you
time
think?
of the flight, the weather was deteriorating and they were flying advisories out, but it was allowing for instrument flying.
Okay.
But the pilot never received any updated weather info by the time that he took off.
Mm.
The CA,
Scary.
yeah. The CAB also lists one of the reasons as, quote, pilot's unwise decision to embark on a flight.
Oh,
Because it was the pilot's decision.
right.
Yeah. So let's talk about Roger Peterson. He was only 21, but he'd been flying for 5 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he wasn't
He used to fly the family crop duster and then he got into
yeah,
real
pretty
pilot.
much. Yeah.
Okay.
So, he's not a total novice, but
He's still young though. I
He's
mean,
still young. Yeah.
and the weather conditions are, yeah, that's
Right.
Yep. So he had 711 flying hours, with 128 of those on the Bonanza,
okay.
but only 52 hours of those were instrument training.
Mm,
And he wasn't
Yikes.
instrument rated because he had failed his instrument test earlier.
Uh,
Oh no.
So remember, there has been a warning put out
yeah,
that you need to fly by your instruments, and he can't do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he goes up anyways.
Well, he never got that
He
warning.
was already, yeah, he was
Oh,
already
well,
up.
yeah. No, yeah.
So the CAB also suggested that he could have been confused by an older style gyroscope, which tells you like your orientation, like
Mhm.
whether you're up and down.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He
Um,
thought he was still going when he was
yeah.
nosediving.
Not.
The media gets a hold of the story right away and ends up putting it everywhere. But sadly, that's how Holly's wife and mom find out about
No.
his death. They hear it
Through
on
the
the TV and
media?
radio before they hear it from the authorities.
Oh my God. I mean, there's no good way to find out something like that, but to find out mass media with the rest of the world,
Yeah.
oh,
But this does lead to reforms where protocols are put in place that the family will be notified first.
Right.
before any stories are really, well, that's
Yeah, because this
good.
news causes Holly's wife to miscarry the next day.
Oh,
God.
that, that poor woman.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
but the tour does not stop.
Of course not.
What?
Show must go on
That's wild.
Yeah.
because people are greedy.
I was saying half of your people are out.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hmm. It gets worse. The whole tour performs the same day the wreck is found, with Waylon taking over singing duties until they can get another singer in.
oh, can you just, I can't even begin to imagine
I gave up my seat and now I have to sing for you on the day that the plane is
that
found.
you guys, yeah. Well, like just the morale overall,
Oh
like
yeah,
your
You
bandmates, your
cut,
buddies, like your
yeah,
guys are gone
right.
and you're still expected to
you cut and go
perform.
home.
Like,
Hmm.
wow, no. And you have to take their place on stage. Like, no.
Mhm. After
Right.
giving your seat up, yeah, no, no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that could have been you type of thing goes in your mind
Ugh.
and all that.
Hmm. Yeah, I can't even imagine.
I am sure that stuck with Waylon
It
forever.
did actually, yes. He has mentioned it a few times in interviews.
Hmm.
So eventually they add Ronnie Smith as the singer and add Frankie Avalon and Bobby V to the tour.
Okay.
Okay. Because tour's not going to stop.
No.
So let's talk some weird little things. First, and I think we might have talked about this one in one of our plane crash episodes, but in 1957, there was a mid-air collision between a DC-7B and an Air Force F-89 Scorpion that
Okay.
caused the planes to crash into the yard of the Pacoima, 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 I don't know, junior high in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Hmm.
This is the same school that Richie Valens had gone to, and it led to a fear of flying for him.
Are you
Oh,
oh my God.
that's Final Destination crap. I
Right?
can't.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Next, it's said that both Buddy Holly and his wife had had bad dreams about plane crashes before his death.
Oh.
This
And both,
is
yeah,
icky, icky, icky.
Yeah.
and both were similar to the crash. Hers was about a fireball that comes from the sky and crashes into a field. His was about being in a plane and having to leave his wife behind. Also,
Mm.
in 1958, a British sound engineer has been to a tarot card reading where the reader
God.
has said that Buddy Holly dies on February 3rd. But neither he nor Buddy Holly worry about it because by the time that he told Holly about it, February 3rd, 1958 had already passed.
1958.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Oh no.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah. There's so much more to the story than people think.
Oof.
People are like, oh, yeah, they died in a plane crash.
Yeah. Well, yes.
And
That's
then
the
there's more.
short story.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so then there is this curse of Buddy Holly. So this is usually the lore that goes with people dying in weird ways or dying young that are somehow related to Buddy Holly. Okay.
Okay.
And seriously, some of these are a stretch. Okay, but I'm putting it out
Yeah.
there. So here goes. And I'm not going to go over all of them because there
There's
were some
a
that were
ton, I'm
totally in left
sure.
field. Yeah. Only the ones that I thought were somewhat relevant because some of them were like, oh, this guy played with the cousin of this guy who was on the tour.
It was
Oh,
his
yeah.
Weird
dentist.
kind of
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he sang one of Buddy Holly's songs one time and then he died.
Right.
Give me a
Right.
break. So,
Right.
Right.
um, but this went like super deep. It went all the way down to like Kurt Cobain and stuff.
Oh God.
What?
Yeah, wild. So,
Yikes.
okay, the first one is Eddie Cochran. He was supposed to be on the Winter Dance Party tour, but he didn't go. But he died in a car accident at 22, which is the same age as Buddy Holly.
Oof.
And then there's Ronnie Smith, the guy who took over singing on the tour, who
Mm-hmm.
died at 21 of suicide.
Oh, geez.
The Cowboy Copas, who had been on tour with Buddy Holly earlier in his career, they die in the same plane crash as Patsy Cline.
Oh
Oh
my
my God.
God.
David Box, who sang with Holly's old band, the Crickets, after Holly left,
Mm-hmm.
also dies in a plane crash at 22.
Jeez. The parallels are
Right.
creepy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these are the ones that I thought were relevant.
Yeah.
Some of them are way left field.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Sam Cooke, who was on the Ed Sullivan Show on the same night as Buddy Holly and the Crickets, also
Mm-hmm.
died young under mysterious circumstances when he was shot.
Weird.
Yeah.
The British sound engineer who gave Holly the tarot reading message, his name was Joe Meek. And
Mm-hmm.
after Holly dies, he becomes like obsessed with Holly.
Ooh.
And he ends up killing his landlady and shooting himself.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah. So some weird stuff. Okay. That's
Yeah.
a whole rabbit hole, though. People grasp at a lot of straws to connect Holly to whatever, death.
Right.
Um, and they really are saying stuff like, oh, he liked his music and recorded one of his songs, then died. Yeah, so have, a lot of other people, and the dude was like 58. Come on.
Right.
Right. Right. Right.
Um,
Also, he may or may not have been a drug addict. You know what I mean? Like,
right, exactly. I'm
yeah,
like,
because he's a
no.
musician. So there you go. Yeah.
But another petty detail, Tommy Alsop ended up opening a bar called the Heads Up Saloon, which he named because of his coin toss with Valens.
Ooh.
Wow.
I don't think I want to be reminded of that though. I don't.
Right.
You would probably remember it for the rest of your life, though. I
Or you
mean,
lean
That's
into it.
true.
Right.
yeah.
That's
Like it's
true. Yeah.
either, yeah, it
And
either haunts you or you embrace it. It
yeah,
still haunts you, but you embrace it.
Yeah.
yeah. And your last petty detail, Bob Dylan has said that he saw this tour on January 31st in Duluth and that Buddy Holly looked him straight in the eyes.
Wow. That's crazy. But
Yeah.
oof.
So
Yeah.
there you have it. More of the backstory of the day the music died.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I was like, oh, yeah, they died in a plane crash. It happens. No,
Yeah.
there's this whole tour and stuff that was a nightmare.
Insanity that led up to it.
Hmm.
That map is crazy.
I know. I'm still like you said, it's ping ponging. That's exactly what it did. They just ping pong back
Literally.
and forth and all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, I could not believe
Oh
how they
no.
planned that out. But yeah, I was looking and I was like, this has
Mm-mm.
so much to it that people
Right.
don't even know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So there you go.
It's also a great song though. The day the
Mhm.
music died.
Yeah.
Well, that's yeah.
It's it it's not one of my favorites, I'll say that.
Mm.
No, but it's a good song.
Yeah. But I mean, Big Bopper, I remember singing Chantilly Lace on the
Yeah.
voicemail, which wasn't a voicemail, it was like a recording machine with a tape cam.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Answering machine is what that's called.
Answering machine, thank you.
It's
I'm like, it's a voicemail. I can't remember what the hell it's called.
a voice.
That's how long it's been. That's how long it's been. Yes. Yep. All right. So there you have it. Don't be as petty
Crazy.
as the people who plan this tour, please.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And greedy and yeah.
Right.
All
Oof.
right.
Exactly.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.